when I started this process 15 months ago, I did so driven by a briefing summary from PFR staff on the status of our priority centres. On that list, there were 21 centres that were currently funded. Of those, 3 were no longer eligible for funding. The next list were those priority centres that would be next on the line, next to go up, should any of the top funded ones be no longer eligible. Based on the reading of this chart, number 3 was Antibes Community Centre. Therefore, the 3 ineligible ones would come off, and the next 3 would go on, including Antibes. And the only reason I bring this to your attention in this way is because there are some in this chamber who believe incorrectly that this process was launched with an attempt of jumping the queue. I want to assure you that when this process was done, it was done in the best interests of fairness and based on a comprehensive staff report that I had received. It was my true indication that these were ranked according to priority and according to the next ones on the list. At the same time, we were also running into questions about why some wards were getting multiple priority centres when others were still waiting to get their first. And we were using a very weak census model that took clusters of communities and running the census data and plunking down more priority centres when in fact there were other areas in the city that were actually more needy because there were no priority centres within a certain radius. As a matter of fact, if you look at the currently funded priority centres, we have 3 wards that have actually 2 priority centres. And of those on the list waiting to be funded as priority centres, 10 of those 18 wards already have a priority centre. So even if you were to take the updated census data and extrapolate the fact that some wards are already very well served and others not, and also if you take the understanding that in the northern part of Ward 10 we have an extremely high concentration of Russian-speaking population, and we have a great deal of trouble getting the proper census data to make educated decisions about the real needs. It is our belief that the census data that is provided underestimates the great needs of the community, and that in fact the needs are much higher, and that this so-called ranking of 14 is potentially inaccurate. I should point out that I know Councillor Parker is upset. His ward does have a priority centre already, and in April of 2011, he supported, in a vote of 35 to 3, he supported Antibes as a priority centre. As a matter of fact, this has been gone through the committee system twice and full council on 3 occasions, and unfortunately my colleague seemed shocked and dismayed and made some unsubstantiated allegations that this was underhanded in some way. My colleague also voted to cancel the entire priority centre program back in January of 2012. That having been said, I want to assure you that I am very open to expanding the priority centre system. We must expand the tent to get more priority centres established. We must expand our youth outreach program that's currently before us. But at the same time, we must respect the democratic processes that we have in hand. This item was approved by council. This item was approved by committee. This item was funded properly through our finance department and through the staff. It has followed all the proper procedures. And over a 15-month period, I believe it's time to put this issue to rest and give the people of the priority neighbourhood of Westminster Branson a priority centre. And I appreciate your support.